morning, my name is Kate Paulin, and I'm a realtor with heart. I love helping buyers find the perfect property and sellers to sell at a profit. I'm the owner of Arrowtree Creek LLC, a residential real estate brokerage house, and I've been serving the Boulder, Denver metro area for 20 years. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is downsizing. Some of you have probably heard this term used before in this industry, real estate. And downsizing in real estate is the opposite to what supersizing is at the fast food industry. So when you order your hamburger at the fast food industry and you supersize it, you're going to get more fries and more drink. Whereas with downsizing in real estate, my clients are looking for less of something. So what is that less of something? Downsizing is driven by a problem that my homeowners are experiencing. So the heart of figuring out the best way to downsize for someone is to figure out what their problem is. So we're going to investigate some of those problems today and how I, your realtor with heart, can solve them. Problem number one that people have is a problem with spending too much money. They don't have enough money to go around to pay for their home. They're what they would call house poor, if you've heard that term before. That just means they've really stretched themselves with how much money they're spending per month in their mortgage and whatnot. I'm giving you an example here of someone who has a mortgage of, let's say, $2,000. And a mortgage is something that is a loan that a homeowner has taken out to pay for owning this home. Typically, people get a fixed interest rate with a mortgage. It goes over the course of usually 15 to 30 years. And this number doesn't really change that much. It can a little bit, but it doesn't change really that much over the course of 30 years. In this example, let's say the person has been in the home for 8 years. So they're spending $2,000 a month on their mortgage, and then this person also happens to live in a covenant-controlled neighborhood. And does anybody here know what a covenant-controlled neighborhood is? Okay. Some of us live in them. They're really great because they keep a neighborhood homogeneous. They have rules and regulations about what you can do in your place and the colors you can paint it and all that, and it keeps values high. At the same time, there's a cost to that. There's a cost to, sometimes the HOA fee will contain exterior maintenance of a property. It'll pay for that. Sometimes it pays for the pool or the clubhouse or the tennis court. And sometimes it'll even go down to some of the utilities for the property. But so this is a fee that goes along with owning a home in a covenant-controlled neighborhood. Also, there's taxes. So you pay taxes when you own a house. It's based on the assessed value of your home. And then you also have insurance to own a home. So in this instance, we'll say another $500. So this homeowner is spending $3,000 a month. At this amount, they are feeling really tight with money. They are house poor. So time goes on, and guess what? Everything gets a little more expensive. It takes a little bit more money to upkeep properties and to pay for lawn service and all that. What happens is their HOA fee has now gone up. Same with taxes and insurance. As values go up, here in Boulder, 3% per year, your value of your home goes up, so does your tax rate. And guess what? Insurance rates tend to go up too, so that goes up. Suddenly, this person's looking at $3,600 a month. When they were at $3,000, they were stretched. $3,600, they are in a pickle. So how do we solve this problem?
Walk away. Joking.
First thing that I would do is I would sit down with them and I would say to them, hey, listen, let's see if we can try to squeeze some money out here. Let's try to keep you in your home. And as a realtor, it is really important that I have a team of professionals that I work with, that I know, trust, and like, who I can call on at any time. But it's really vital to my ability to stay competitive in the marketplace. I need people who I can trust. And so I would call someone like Jim Crowder of Crowder Mortgage, and I would say, Jim, because I know you would do this, can you sit down with Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Can you look at their mortgage? They've had it 8 years. It's possible they could get a better interest rate. Maybe they would qualify for a new loan. Maybe they could get a reverse mortgage. I'm not going to go into what the details are of these things, but someone, a professional like that, could maybe help them save a little money on that side of it. As far as the HOA fees go, that's something that we can't change. But then when it comes to taxes and insurance, it's possible that they've been overassessed for how much they're paying in their taxes. So maybe they can go to their county and try and bring that down. Another thing that they could do is they could call someone that I know, trust, and like, Dave Kegel of Best Option Insurance, and say, because I know he would do this, Dave, could you please sit down with these people and just look at how much they are spending on their insurance? It's possible he could save them some money, which he oftentimes can do. And maybe then we can help them stay in their house. Oftentimes, though, they'll just say, you know what, I just would rather not do that. Let me just downsize. I want to downsize the amount of money that I'm spending per month and get me into something new. So I then, with my textbook listing, Selling with Class, I'd sell their property for a profit and then get them into a home that they really enjoy. Problem solved. Okay, so let's go on to our next problem. Can you guys see that?
The stairway to nowhere.
It is a stairway to nowhere. Problem number 2 is stairs, number of stairs. This is a photo of a house that's being built in North Boulder. So on North Broadway, north of Quince, there is a tremendous amount of building going on of single-family homes. They're $1 million properties. This one was being built. They had the slab foundation going, and then just this metal staircase going up, and it's sort of like this stairway to heaven, I guess. I don't know. But, so this is problem number 2, stairs. We don't really think too much about that, but it is a problem. If you have too many of them and you can't do them, then suddenly you've got to move on. Or maybe we could solve the problem this way. A lot of times homeowners have enough space in their main level where there aren't many stairs, an extra room, let's say, and they could, with the help of a professional, an architect like BVZ Architects, they could come in and alter some walls maybe and change a room into having a bigger bathroom that would have a 3/4 shower that they could step into, or possibly build into a closet a stackable washer and dryer. And then suddenly they have main floor living and they don't have to leave the house. They can stay there and just live on that level for a while. Another solution to that is maybe a stairway lift. These are mechanical devices that bring people up and down their stairs, and that could maybe kick the can down the road a little bit and allow the homeowner to stay in the home. If, though, this doesn't solve their problem, and, you know, we might think, okay, I'm young, I can do stairs, that's not an issue for me. It can happen at any time. We never know when our mobility is going to change. I was working with someone who had a second-story condo that was accessed by stairs only. Sporty guy, he goes out and does something, he broke his hip or his knee or something like that, had surgery, was out for 3 months, had to stay on a friend's couch for 3 months because he couldn't even do his own stairs. Luckily he healed, but some of us have life crises where suddenly, you know, we're in a position where stairs are not an option. In that case, we just go ahead and put it on the market, sell it, and move them into something that would be less stairs. That problem solved. Problem number 3, size. If the size of the property is too grand for you, then we've got to solve that one. This is a house that sold in Cherry Hills in September, 46 days on the market. Can anybody here guess how much this property went for?
3.5.
Cherry Hills, 5.
Good one, 5.4. And
They got screwed.
it's a big place. Now, let's say you've got some people living in your home who are going to move on. They've graduated or something like that. Suddenly you've got rooms you don't need anymore. Big house, don't need the rooms. How about this one? A lot of people decide they want to start traveling more. When you're traveling, you don't want to necessarily leave your big house. You've got lawn to do and maintenance to do and all that, and it's kind of hard. How about this? Sometimes people's legal situations change. A bankruptcy comes their way. Of course, I'd introduce them to Keith Moskowitz, and he could take care of them. But at the same time, they've got this... Or divorce. Good point. Allison Kilmer. And how about this? It just, you come to a point in your life and you say, I cannot handle the size of this property anymore. I've got to get something smaller. So in that case, we would downsize them again into something that would suit their needs. And so, just throwing it out there, we know there's condos out there, we know that there's townhomes out there, we know that there's patio homes out there. There's also smaller homes, they're not necessarily looking to change in how much they're spending per month. We could find them a flat or a loft somewhere in the middle of the city where they're maybe spending more than they currently are in their big mansion, but it's still solving their problem of getting them into a smaller property. Something that's in the news right now are, of course, tiny homes. Has anybody here heard of tiny homes? People who are trying to live in 800 square feet. What's that? Okay. And so here I am at a tiny home. Yeah, I sold this property to a client recently, and it has an outbuilding on it, and it's about 500 square feet, and he's converting it into a tiny home. What he's going to do with it, we don't know, but it's kind of a fun project. So
Can we
there
guess how much it cost?
What's that?
Can we guess how much that cost?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It
Talk
came
about
Well,
park.
I'm not at
Oh.
liberty to say.
Oh,
So,
okay.
280.
well, the tiny home was an outbuilding on the main property.
Oh, it is.
so, yeah.
Oh.
Problem solved, right? So we move them from a bigger property that's too much for them to handle or that they want into something smaller.
500 square feet is small.
That is.
Yeah.
I don't think all my shoes could
You're
fit.
looking at a studio. All your shoes.
A good referral for me is someone who's complaining about problems with money. They are spending too much money on their home, their house poor. Problems with stairs. There's too many stairs. They need to downsize the number of stairs. Or maybe it's a problem with the size of the property. It's just too much for them to handle. If that's the case, have them call me, Kate Paulin, your Realtor with Heart, and I'm your downsizing specialist.
Thanks, Kate. Very nice.